What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be hopping back onto AMS2 and we're going to be doing something I've been wanting to do a video on for a while, which is testing out how the wet weather driving here in AMS2 is, but also what it's like to race in like severe weather conditions. I actually plan on doing a follow-up video to this in rFactor 2 as well, because I was playing around with the weather in that game and I actually discovered you can set the wind to like 100 miles an hour plus. So I'm really interested to see what it would be like to race in monsoon conditions, like just absolutely ridiculous weather. Nobody would ever actually go out and try to race a car in, much less drive one quickly around the track at all. But today we're going to do it in AMS2 because I wanted to see how the latest updates to the physics and tire model affected wet weather driving. And correct me if I'm wrong, but this little series of cars, which this Volkswagen comes from, the hot cars, I don't believe was in the first few updates for the game. I might have missed it in one of the more recent ones when it came out, but I don't think I've ever drove any of these cars, and from the experience I have in this sim, I want to say it wasn't in the game until recently. I could be completely wrong. It could have been there from the start and I just always overlooked it, but I figured it'd be a fun car to take out for today and just head out on track, get this race in, just test out, like I said, the wet weather handling of the cars, especially something like this that's front wheel drive and really light. It's really going to float around and really fight us through the corners with the understeer. So it's going to keep us on our toes. We are going to be doing a race against AI. I have 13 cars in the grid for this race. We do have the race set for 8 laps. I'm not sure how long it'll end up being because we are going to be at Kansai East, which I'm sure most of you know is just AMS renaming Suzuka. In all reality, that's all it is, different billboards, that type of thing, but we will be at Suzuka doing 8 laps. It is like the smaller southern end of the track, which is actually the east end, but when you're looking at it in like any sim racing game, it's always the bottom part of that track. Should be really fun. There's some really nasty puddles that form. I did do a couple test laps just on my own, just to see if this idea was going to work out and if the car's handled good enough or not. And they do drive surprisingly well, especially being front wheel drive. They did a really good job of simulating having grip on wet, tires dedicated for wet weather driving, and also the loss of grip. Because a lot of sims, it just seems like there's not enough grip in the rain most of the time, even once there is kind of like a dry line down on the track. Some games don't really even simulate that dry line. As you can see though, we are in just a massive downpour. Like I said, I set the weather to Thunderstorm. Hopefully we can get this race knocked out in one try. I'm not sure how the AI is actually going to handle this. This will be my first time trying to race against the AI in any kind of crazy weather condition here in AMS2. Gotta say, the engine sounds for this car are really, really great. Not too raspy and just obnoxious sounding in the 4-cylinder. They really did a great job on this. It also drives pretty much how you would expect it to. As you can see, the rooster tails from the cars in front of us pretty much just block out all vision. Just about lost it there. You gotta really fight this car around the corners with just how much water is already on the track. It just really does not have a lot of grip as soon as you get on the throttle, so you gotta kind of give it a little bit more throttle angle and just wait for the drive wheels to actually grab and pull the car through the corner. If you want to carry any kind of speed, as you can see right here is that nasty puddle I was talking about. You can really hear the car just kind of rev up as the tires break loose through there. If you hit it at the wrong angle, it really throws the car around too. You can really just see the rear end kind of dancing around on these front wheel drive cars, especially mine. The AI seem much more stable through the corners. Even on the straightaway here, the car just is kind of fighting you the whole time with all these little tiny puddles that are formed in the track. Get a little sideways. That's actually how a lot of my practice went, was with me basically doing front wheel drive drifts in the rain around the track. I gotta say, it was honestly just a ton of fun. The lightning bolts look absolutely amazing, I gotta say too. I had to stop and point that out. The weather effects here in AMS2 are just absolutely jaw-dropping. I can't imagine how good this would all look in VR. Really hoping I can manage to get through all 8 laps without spinning out. Really would like to get this video done in one take. It's getting pretty late. I actually had to do some yard work today. We finally were able to get a new mower. So it took me a while to get our, honestly, a little bit overly tall grass mowed and get all that stuff done. I still got to do weed eating tomorrow. Got super sunburned though, so really not too fun sitting in the seat. My back is like almost completely red. It's getting toasty in this room real quick with the fan and the AC off, so I can actually get clean audio through the mic. Other than the fan noise you guys hear from my wheel, I know it does come through in the videos. There's honestly not much I can do about that. Wow, I cannot believe I managed to save that. But yeah, there's not really much I can do about the wheel. That's just how loud the Thrustmaster fans are. I was actually considering ordering like a 80mm Noctua fan to replace it with, because it'd be way quieter and keep the wheel a little bit cooler as well. I gotta say, front-wheel drive cars in the rain are absolutely insanely fun, but it is a handful. Especially as all this rain just keeps coming down. It feels like the track just keeps getting more and more slippery, which should be the case. Oh god. Just completely lost the rear end there for a second. It's just a constant battle with the wheel as soon as you start getting this thing any kind of throttle. Like I said, it is an extremely light car, so it just really floats around as soon as you get it very much throttle at all and cornered being front wheel drive. Oh, we might be going off. Somehow managed to salvage that too. I do not know how I'm making these saves, but I'm honestly getting very fortunate. Front-wheel drive cars and a Thunderstorm, and for somebody who's honestly not the greatest at wet weather racing and sim, definitely is a bit of a challenge. I gotta say, I'm really enjoying it though. This is probably the most fun I've actually ever had doing any kind of wet weather racing and sim. I'd say in real life though, I have done some rainy weather races, and they are very, very fun to do. As long as things don't get too crazy and the track's not basically flooding like it is right now because we're in the middle of a thunderstorm, definitely leads to some interesting and funny moments. I'm pretty sure we're dead last right now. That's okay. Video is definitely not going to be about getting in first place. I actually only threw the AI in just to make things a little bit more interesting instead of just me hot lapping the track in the rain testing this out. It's getting so much darker so quick. This is probably just about what the weather is actually going to be like the next couple days here where I live. But we're supposed to have like 4 days straight of rain and thunderstorms. So it's definitely a good thing my mower came in the order as quick as it did, because I really needed to get it done before we did actually get this rain again. I gotta say, I'm honestly really surprised I'm even staking this close to them. I thought I would be doing a lot worse, especially because I did turn the AI difficulty back up just a little bit. I actually was reading through some of the stuff that Ricma posted, and I actually went with their recommended settings, so definitely a little tougher on myself, but the AI should behave a lot better with their recommended settings, or so they say. They honestly do seem to drive a lot better with the settings they recommended. I'm really amazed with how much I'm sliding around. I'm not losing that much time on them either. I really thought it would be slowing us down more than this. It would be so scary trying to race in something like this, especially with all that lightning and stuff and how dark it's like seeming to get in parts of the track. Just straight hydroplaning through that every time we hit it. Oh, I guess I only set it for 7 laps. I could have swore I had set this up to be an 8-lap race, but that's okay. I think this should end up still being like a decent length video for you guys anyways. I gotta say, if you guys haven't tried this car or racing in the rain here in AMS2, or even if you have, I really recommend giving this combination a try. It's just really fun and kind of challenging in a different way. Rear-wheel drive cars are challenging to get around in the rain for a completely different reason, but front-wheel drive has a very interesting aspect to it. And it's honestly a lot more fun, I feel like, in the rain. Oh, we're going off. Just barely got saved. That little tiny extra bit of run-up completely saved us from just sliding off in the grass. I'm just like waiting on the cars that understeers off for it to finally hook up enough to start pulling itself through the corner. It's almost kind of like really relaxing to drive this around here because it's everything it does for the most part is really slow and kind of exaggerated here in the rain. So it just feels like a really lazy, slow car to drive, and it just a lot of fun to play around with and just kind of slide around these corners like I have been. I gotta say, they've done an amazing job with how the cars feel in this weather, or in just rain in general. And just like how amazing the graphics looked in the Thunderstorm just really makes it that much better. Anyways guys, like I said, I wanted to try to keep this one short. My shoulders and back are killing me from sitting here right now. So I'm going to finish this video up, go downstairs, have my wife put some morale on me, and I'm probably just going to take it easy for the rest of the night. Anyways guys, if you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button down below, comment, subscribe to the channel, it really helps me out. You can also check out my merch store down in the description, and I'll see you guys in the next one.